Hey campers, George here, back in the man cave. Yeah, I'm looking at some knives. Things haven't been going well. I lost my internet for days. You ever had that? No TV, no computer. I was horrified. But hey, here I am. And yep, we're talking Barlows. You gotta love them or hate them. Let's check them out. So like I said, I'm looking at some Barlows here. And it's these three guys here. And I think I got them all in swap meets. Well, thrift stall, antique malls. I got them somewhere. Just can't remember where. The reason I'm looking at these three, yeah, I have a few more. I want the collection to grow before I brag about them. Two of them need some work and one needs a touch-up. This guy here, see this guy? I really like this Barlow, and especially the handle. But it's cracked. And I had cleaned it up, and somebody had said to me on the comments, once again you guys came through, and he said, those cracks, you need to take care of them. And a good idea is super duper glue. He said you just put it on there, let it get hard, and then you can sand it down and it'll stop it from cracking anymore because it's cracked on the other side as well. So I want to do that. I had cleaned up, the handle was looking pretty bad, and it cleaned up really nice, and it just seemed a shame just to leave it like that. Now, I've tried to clean in the cracks because I want to get as much out as I can. And then I'm going to stick some super glue on and we'll go from there. I'll either stick my hand to the handle or it'll work. One out of the three, right? Now, the other two I found at an antique mall, and here they are here. I like both of them. I like a white handle on any knife. And this Barlow was an advertising Barlow, and it says Albert Lee Seed House, and it gives the phone number. Now, Albert Lee is about 30 minutes south of me here. The thing I liked about this is look at the Barlow. It's kind of odd, isn't it? It doesn't just say Barlow like this guy does. It says Barlow with two little lines. It's almost saying that you need to pronounce the R and the low. Barlow. I don't know. I assume that's what it's for. You can see there. It's not in bad condition. And it is a two-blade. More on that. And the blades are in good shape. They just need to be cleaned. They haven't been abused or anything by some person who owns a grinding wheel. But they're kind of rusty and needs a good clean. The blade needs a clean. You got to clean the inside here and shine them up. So that was this guy. Well, he was lying in the same box with his buddy. Now this one was a little unusual. Look at this guy. Oh, I forgot to tell you. This is a colonial. This is an imperial. This, guess. Come on. Look at the Barlow. It's almost in cursive, right? Look at that. I loved that. And not only that, look at the handle. The handle is, I don't know, weird. It's red. And it's some material. But I'm thinking that if we can clean this up, this will be very cool. I mean, I love the idea of the red. And you can see it needs a good shape. It is carbon blades. You can see just with the natural patina on them. And yeah, colonial. They know how to write in cursive. They must be old like me. Just saying. And all three of these are actually two-bladed. And if you're wondering why I'm saying that, because originally the Barlow was a single blade. The second blade came out a while later. But I'm going to dip these guys. I finally got back to getting the rust off that I like. So I got the two Barlows I want to clean up. Now, you've seen me use the pencil before. And I like to use the pencil to take off the rough stuff. There is so little on here that I'm going to give it a quick rub with a pencil. However, this guy hardly has any on here, but I'm going to dip him because there's rust in here. So this guy, I'm just going to rub with the pencil on all the rough spots. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. You've seen me do this before. You can see there. Now there's some heavy rust there. But if I hit it with the pencil in all the bad spots. Interesting, I never noticed that before, but it says USA on the little pen blade. Never noticed that before. Now I can just rub off this, right? And you can see all the heavy rust is now gone. And I'm just going to dip this guy, same thing again. It's more of a handle issue. I'll just dip these in. You don't need a lot of this stuff. It's what I like about this Evaporust. You can sit them in there until the rust goes away. Then you take them off, you literally wash them off with water, and the stuff you just used, you put right back in there and you can reuse it. So I'm letting them sit for a while. While that's sitting, we're going to super glue. So this is not anything special, super glue. I just picked it up, I think at Ace. It was in a pack of 3, fairly inexpensive. Now, like I said, how much do I want to use? Ooh, a very little. You see how it's sprayed out there? So I'm just going to put it all over the cracks here. Just like that. I better open that blade. Don't want these blades to get stuck, right? That would not be good. And look, I stuck myself already. Oh, I never learn. Yeah, I made a hole in my glove because the glue, it stuck. Huh. Bit of rust on there. Oh, very cool. Interesting is that it doesn't take off the patina to the bottom. For about an hour or so. That's pretty good. I like the way this stuff works. So now I'm just going to take this stuff and I'm going to wash them off. You just run them under some cold water under the tap. And I've got to put that back in there without making a mess. What are the chances? I'm prepared though. Got me a funnel. Think it's going to work? Probably not. Wow. Little bits of rust in them. So we'll leave them overnight. And then tomorrow back to work. Good morning. So, what I want to do right now is this guy's been sitting overnight. I'm just going to polish it up with some 1000 grit very quickly. And then maybe some flits and see how it does. But I certainly can't feel those cracks anymore. Pretty cool. You can't feel those cracks. Sure, that has helped. Huh. So there you are there. Can't feel the cracks at all. Pretty cool. So there you go. That's one. Job done. So this guy, I'm just going to clean up the blades and clean the inside here. Just give them a good shine up and everything, and hopefully get the blades looking a little better. I'm using that 1000 grit, so just using it to clean up the leftover. You can see the blade looks a lot better now. It doesn't have all that icky stuff on it. A little leftover, a little bit of pitting, but a lot better. Let's do the rest. Let's see what we can do with this side. That looks better. Looks a little cleaner. Can't rub too much. I'm worried about that. Let's see. I'm going really lightly on this one. Oh yeah, much better. Much cleaner. Coolio. So there you are there. I love the way they did the Barlow. I'm going to flitz them up later. I'm going to get onto the other one though. That one's going to need a little bit of work, but that'll work. These clean up nicely and they are a pretty knife. So now we have this guy. And I have, this is a dilemma. Carbon blades, you can see they've patinaed a little bit, naturally. There's pitting on it and that sort of thing. I'm just going to clean the blades up. I want to give it a polish. But it's the handles that I'm not sure what I'm going to do. If you have a look at the handles, they have that, I don't know what, I don't really like that. So I tried some 1000 grit and got rid of those lines. I don't know if it's better. I'd like to just smooth it all out. I mean, it is a Barlow. It's meant to be a gentleman's knife, whatever. It shouldn't look so rough on the handle. Oh, here we go. We'll get onto the handles. It's going to give it a general cleanup. You can see there's a lot of rust around on it, so it's going to give it a general brush and see how it cleans up. It's coming. It's getting better. Let me get another. So the metal's cleaning up nicely, the outside. I'm going to work on the blades and then we'll get to this stuff. So the blades cleaned up okay. They really pitted and totally dull. So they'll need a good sharpening. Let me do this big guy. There's no snap on these things or anything. I'm going to have to oil and whatever on there. So you can see how this blade is naturally patinaed. Don't know what that mark is. Here you can see it's better. The patina has gone away, but there's a lot of pitting on these blades. They are carbon. I'd love to know exactly what. But we keep at it. I want to get onto these. So I've polished this with the 1000 grit as much as I dare. I don't know what this material is. But there you can see it there. There's the way it was before. And here is this side. Not a big difference, but there is a difference. So what do? You keep going. I am struggling to get this to shine. I'm going to try something. I'm going to spray this with some acrylic, just a very fine coat. Let it dry and polish it again. So there it is there. Let's see what happens. Okay, I thought I'd switch the camera on, but I didn't. I've sprayed it with the acrylic. I'm just going to leave it to dry now. Okay, this has been sitting here for a while. That. Hoping this is going to work. Yeah, it makes quite a difference, doesn't it? I think I'm going to do the other side, but I think I want to just finish cleaning up and then do the other side. There's really no snap on these things, so I'm going to put some oil in here and let it soak while I do the rest. And hopefully, if I work it a little bit, it'll improve them. Here's hoping. They're really tight in there. I can work them like this because the blades are totally blunt. I wouldn't normally do that. It's getting better. I'll just soak it a little bit more. I'm going to let that sit for a while. I want to work on this side. I need to sand it down to get rid of the roughness. I thought about using the Dremel, but I'm worried about this stuff melting. I think the Dremel might be too much. So we'll just keep at it by hand. Yeah, you can see it's a lot smoother. I'm just hoping this acrylic's going to hold on here. Well, we'll find out, right? I'm just going to give this a little bit more. And then we'll clean it off and spray it with acrylic and let it sit for a while. So let's tape it up. You can see here, it's cleaner, but I can't get it to shine. I even tried 2500 on it and it made no difference. I think it's the material that just is not that shiny. Really should make sure it's clean, right? I let it sit for as long as possible. So we're going to do that. Okay. I like the way it looks. I'm not sure if it's going to last. I'm not sure how well that acrylic will hold up. They say it's extremely strong, so hopefully it will hold up. You're wondering what that noise is? It's the boss destroying my chair. You sure you don't want her? 3 Barlows. We got this guy, and this actually worked, and this guy, which kind of liking the way this is going. So now we got to sharpen them. And while we do that, we'll talk about Barlows. I looked up some history. Pretty interesting that my fingers are all dirty because I'm working 2 projects at once and never do that. So there we are. We have us our 3 Barlows and Mary. She has been making sure I'm being safe while sharpening. So here's the first one. And this is an Imperial. Very nice. This one, I just wanted to fix the cracks. Not really fix them, but make them a little stronger so that it doesn't break off. I just put that super glue on, polished it a bit, and there you go, one. Sharpen them up. So that was the first one. What do you think? You like that? Huh? It's not bad, isn't it? Gotta love a ball. And then we have this guy, which we had to clean up and shined up nicely. I really like this one. I like these white handles on a Barlow. I think that's what they should be. This one cleaned up really nicely. This is a Colonial, so there you see. And this one is Mary's favorite. She likes this one. Look, a close inspection. And this is the one where it had those really rough red handles. I really liked the red handles on them. I thought it was very cool. But I wanted to clean them up and get them a little bit more shiny. So I went over it with some 1000 grit and then put the acrylic on. And so now the handles are nice and shiny. This is a Barlow after all. It is a gentleman's knife, or ladies. Speaking of which, did some reading up on Barlows. And, you know, I knew what they were made a long time ago. They were very popular. They later on were brought to the US, and the production in the US was taken over to reduce the cost because of all the shipping costs and getting them there from England. The first Barlows were made in England, like I said, and back then it was a single blade. The second blade was added later on. But I thought that was very interesting, and these things have been around since, wow. So very popular. I love them. I think it's a great knife. A lot of people make them now. You know, everybody does that. This one is a Colonial. See it there. And I thought they were unusual because of the way they do the Barlow. But I read up on what makes a Barlow. When she designed it, she actually wanted a teardrop look. And if you look at the shape of the Barlow, it's thinner up here and gets fatter at the bottom, and it's rounded off, kind of like a teardrop. And the other thing that determines a Barlow is the bolster, this big bolster. And one of the things about it was the bolster had to be at least 1/3 of the size of the total knife. And if you look at that, you got 1, 2, 3. So it's a good Barlow. a little bit of hard work. Well, not really hard. This is fun for me. I keep saying work, but it is fun for me. And now my Barlow collection groweth. You all be safe out there, especially when doing this stuff. You're sharpening them, you're polishing and that sort of thing. These guys, the blades were really blunt on some of them. Well, not bad shape. They were just really dull. I could literally run my finger across them and no problem. So I gave them a quick cleanup, but as good as I can do. You know, my shop are so at best. This is really helping, by the way. I really do like this system. And it will do a reasonable mid-sized pocket knife or a big. My 3 little Barlows. I love these. I like a Barlow. I think it's a great knife, and it's a really nice gentleman's knife. They are heavy, and putting them in your pocket, I'm not good with that. Pocket it goes. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Pretty sure I'll be back. Working on a couple of projects, like I said. You know, while working on one project, I like to work on the other if I'm waiting for something, like waiting for the acrylic to dry on this guy. Thanks for watching. Always appreciated. We'll see you again soon.